Hello, beautiful people. Reverend Teresa Garcia, and today I want to talk to you about looking for love in all the wrong places. Just know this is a chapter in my book, The Making of a Warrior of Light, Conquering Pain to Claim Your Power. And the reason why is because for most of my life, I looked for love in all the wrong places. What does it mean to do this? It means that you are looking for love externally instead of internally. When we focus our attention on self-love and honoring ourselves, we build up our value and our worth innately. Now, we are innately worthy and valuable, but most of us have been through many experiences where we feel devalued and unworthy. Maybe we failed many times and we don't believe in ourselves anymore. But what we need to remember is that failure and success is on the same road. Success is just down a little further. Now, I can tell you as a global award-winning author, I'm not a global award-winning author, I'm a global award-winning entrepreneur. I am an international #1 best-selling author in 3 countries. Everything I have put my mind to wholeheartedly, I have achieved. And why is that? It is because I choose to look for love within. Now, mind you, I have fallen off of this. I have built up my self-love to massive amounts and then been depleted completely and broken and, homeless and all the things. And I've done this many times. Right? I've had many dark nights of the soul. And each time I put together this practice, I recommit to my practice, magic happens. Now, it might take a month, it might take 2 months, it might take 6 months, it might take 2 years. I don't know. What I do know is that your commitment will determine the length of time it takes for you to rise above whatever situation or situations you're dealing with. And so your commitment to loving yourself, your commitment to honoring yourself, your commitment to valuing yourself. And how do you do this? Well, if you love yourself, you eat like you do, right? You eat nutritious foods. You limit the things that deplete you and cause harm. Right? And so, you're going to want to make sure you stay hydrated as well. You're probably going to take some high quality supplements. If you love yourself, but you're feeding yourself low quality food, what are you really saying to your body? Is your body a place of, power and prestige? Or is your body a place for junk food? Only you get to decide that, right? But what I do know is if we look to nature, we see the queen bee, right? And what makes a queen bee is the food that she eats. They take a regular bee and they feed it high quality, some of the most high vibrational foods, and that's what turns it into a queen bee. So if you truly love yourself, commit to being a queen bee, okay? Whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter. Choose high quality nutrients because you know that you are a high quality vessel, okay? Another thing is, of course, who you're being around. If you truly love and honor yourself, you're not going to be around people that, constantly poke at you and constantly deplete you. Yes, I serve people that can do nothing for me, that do not have the mindset that align with my inner circle. I'm not saying run away from anyone that isn't in alignment with the way you think. But what I am saying is limit your time with the people that choose to be negative. Limit your time or eliminate it with the people that are hurting you on a regular basis. And I say this as someone who literally had to cut off my son. And I'm still in his life. But I minimize the time I'm with him because he became extremely abusive, physically abusive, And it tore me up, you know. He was attacking me, and he's severely disabled, and I had to limit the time with my kid. One of the hardest decisions of my life. However, I can't live my life being depleted and being beat up. I deserve better, you know? So I love him, but I love him from a distance. And I check on him regularly. I see him regularly. But until I can be safe around him, we will slowly extend our visits. Or we won't extend them. If he attacks me, we just keep up with the current pace until he starts being safe again. So with that said, your environment is important. The other thing that's important, not just with people in your environment, is what does your house look like? Are you taking care of the things that you've been blessed with? Are you cleaning your house? Right? Like, I know that for a lot of my life, my house was a mess. It was a junk fest. I held on to things I didn't need. I, cooked and did the dishes the next day. And what I was doing with that was I was bringing in yesterday's to-dos into the next day. And so I'm always waking up with a sense of being behind. As soon as I come get my water and my coffee, I would see this pile of dishes, and it would lead to overwhelm. So now I won't say I clean my house every day, but I clean up after myself every day. I do my dishes nearly every day. And I don't do it if I'm depleted and exhausted. Like, I can go to sleep and still love myself with a sink full of dishes. But I'm in a routine of regularly doing these tasks, and I like my counters to be shiny, right? I like things to be organized. When we have an organized, clean house, then our mental capacity goes way up. And that is how we honor our mind, okay? So another way that we can love ourselves is through my favorite, meditation and or coherence, right? And the reason why this is so important is because if we are in a state of receptivity and harmony, then we are able to be at our true potential. If we're in a state of depletion and stress, frustration, doubt, shame, blame, then we are dysregulating our energetic system, and we are energetically sharing that dysregulation with every being we come in contact with. And we are creating negative karma from that. So we literally perpetuate the emotions and the states of being that we don't want just by choosing to allow incoherence to run our life, right? I have other videos on how to create coherence within. You can also research heart math. They have over 30 years of peer-reviewed studies tied to it. You literally become a force field, way more powerful the second you are in coherence, and it only takes a few minutes. So I invite you to check this out. If you really want to love yourself, then know that you are doing everything to support your body, mind, soul, and intuition, right? And being in a coherent state does just that. So the other piece of this, all right, you decided what you wanted, you understand how you got here, and you accept it, is forgiveness. We have to forgive every person that hurt us. And this takes repetition. Unless you have someone like me who does Psyche, then we can instantly forgive people rooted in your subconscious, which then just releases all of the pain. Now, Jesus said this over and over, but if our heart isn't lighter than a feather, we cannot get into the kingdom of heaven. And the thing that hardens and blocks our heart is judgment, right? This is why forgiveness is so important. When you forgive someone, you release the judgment and you open your heart, okay? And when you open your heart, you are way more powerful. You feel good. You're joyful. You feel gratitude naturally. With an open heart, you're also giving and receiving abundance. And that's not just prosperity. That is also health, right? It's also relationships. It's everything that we require to thrive. And if thriving isn't important to you, then I'm going to argue that you don't love yourself. If you're okay being angry and resentful and judgmental, then that will be your fate. And that's okay. There's no judgment here. You get to live however you want. We all need, the dark experiences that hurt us often create the most positive change for us. In my life, it's been constantly, right? My pain and suffering, as soon as I accept it and release it and forgive all those, turns into powerful, profound gifts, right? And grace is a gift that when we are in a state of grace, we are spreading grace and beauty throughout the world. We're spreading acceptance throughout the world. And so what would that look like to have, the majority of us human beings in a state of grace? I know that we wouldn't have war, we wouldn't have shortages, and everybody would be in their genius zone. Don't you want to use the majority of your brain? Because as soon as you're in a stressful state, you actually shut down your brain functioning, you shut down your immune system, you shut down your digestion, because your body is preparing to either fight, run, or freeze to save its life. And now anything can stress us out, from traffic to the news to family relations. Everything there's stress coming at us from every angle. So we have to consciously choose to be in a state of coherence. Awesome. Well, with that said, the only place to look for love is within. And when we find our potential to love ourselves, it will be reflected in all of our relationships and all of our, whether it's work or business or finances, it is reflected in every area of our life. So I hope you choose to look for love within. Many blessings to you. If you feel so called, please reach out. I would love to support you in your journey of releasing any kind of pain, trauma, or perceived limitations so that you can quickly and more coherently step into your potential. Of course, you can do this on your own. I just find that if I work with someone who has already gotten to where I want to be, then the path is much straighter and much quicker. And I want to be that person for you. Many blessings to you and all that you do.